Thank you so much once again, Apostle Dr. Ademola Adesina, PhD, Mr. Vice Chancellor, School of the Spirit Bible Institute. Stella Henry here this evening. Hi everyone. I am very grateful to be here tonight to participate in the topic Human Resources. And the title looking at tonight is Challenges in Employee Relationship Management. Relationship. When we talk about relationship, employee relationship, it's not the kind of relationship we have in our families, at homes, or in the churches. This is totally different. It's employee relationship. We have to be very professional at work. We just have to be team players. We have relationship, but I know you can relate with people, but without being in any kind of special relationship with these people. It's all about teamwork. The employees should work together as a single unit to be able to accomplish tasks and even accomplish them on time. This is what we have come together to be. When we are together building, it's all about the organization. It's all about the company, not about our families. That your employer, your boss, comes to you and says, "Oh my goodness, Stella, you amaze me. I love the way you work. And is there anything I can do to help?" And then maybe the next day, your employer comes to you and says, "Stella, this is not you. I know you to be smiling all the time, but today you are not smiling." As a professional employee, all you can do at that time will be like, "Really? I didn't know that." And then you smile. Don't start looking for somebody to hand tissue paper to you and then you start crying. Start saying everything to your employer. "My husband beat me up today. My mother-in-law is invading into my privacy. This and that and that." It is not required. You might say it thinking that this is a pity party. Somebody's going to pity you. But at the end of the day, they might drive you out of the job. Because when they hear that, they're going to follow you up, back to back, until they pinpoint a reason to throw you out of that job. She's always coming to work with her problems as an employee, and as a professional employee, you don't have to come to work with your problems. You have to put them in the car. As you walk out of the car, you leave them in the car. Just come to work. Just you alone, and come in and be a great team player. So challenges in employee relationship management. The very first thing that I would like to look at is, I would like to say that it is really difficult to meet the expectations of every employee. It's very difficult to meet the expectations of every employee. So you do not expect monetary benefits. When you don't get it, you begin to badmouth. I remember in a job, this lady, we were both colleagues, and I was getting paid more than she was getting paid. And I didn't know she was jealous. So she came asking me, every time my boss will ask me, "Stella, can you do this?" That lady will say, "Tell them to put extra $20. Something that is not going to happen. Something that was just never going. So I was doing it. The lady told me, "This is why. You know why I tell you this? Because they pay me very well. I feel very upset for you. Why are they paying you that low?" Thank goodness I did not lose that job. Because along the line, I was almost going to start badmouthing the company. But I said, no, I'm going to go find out. And then I realized that somebody was jealous. And these are the kind of people you're going to see at work. And am I going to come back and start fighting her? No. Because you don't go to work to look for relationship. You go to work to work. Take care of your business at work, and then you go home. That person at work, your team player, the other team player at work, is just a teammate, not a family person. So the earlier we put all this in our mind, the better for us. The next point I would like to put up is that you cannot change the thought process of the other employee. In other words, you cannot change the mindset of another employee against you. So we must avoid loose talks. You don't go there and start talking just because they were nice to you when you came into work this morning. It's not a criteria for you to start voicing out everything. Can I confide in you? Hey, as you're going out, can you help me and just do this? You become very unprofessional. You're going to be misquoted. It's as simple as and as difficult as you just come in work and you're a very good employee. And you're that employee that you don't just want to sit idle. You want to be busy. So you come in work tonight and you're like, oh my God, it's so slow tonight. And the other employee goes, are you okay? What's going on? And you say, yeah, it's boring. And the reason you're saying it's boring is because you're a good employee. And you are, in other words, saying that because there's nothing to do at night tonight, I feel like I'm just, lazing around. I like working. This employee is going to carry you to your employer and change the entire story. Oh, Stella was complaining. She said she's not happy in this job anymore. She said it's so boring. She said she doesn't like it. With her own, she's just going to change it. And then your boss will start targeting you, timing you. And probably, who knows, one day, they're going to, lay their hands on something and they will throw you out of the job just because of a careless talk. So you have to be careful. You can't change the thought process of the other employee. You don't even go to work thinking, oh, they are friends. You do not go to work to make friendship. Another point I would like to raise is, do not be partial at work. Whether you're an employee, whether you're an employer, do not be partial. I remember working with a partial employer years ago. Actually, my boss, she wasn't necessarily the employer, but she was my boss. She was a white person, and she decided to be a racist. And then I had a colleague that worked with me, and that was also a white person. So two of them were working together. Because she was sitting down with her racist white fellow, they would be sitting down when it was time to work, flipping through pages of magazines, something they weren't supposed to do. This superior of mine was very unprofessional. And because of the way she was going about everything, she was commanding me to do what was not my own at that time. So I tried it, but I realized that she was going to do this all the time. So I had to challenge her. And I said, that's not my responsibility. That's the responsibility of the one sitting with you there. And she said, really? You're going to talk to me? Do you know I can write you up and throw you out of this building? So when she said that, I knew that there was fire on the mountain. I went far away, took my phone, and then from a distance, I started recording some of the things. You can't be at work and be flipping through pages of magazine. I got her the clip. I got her dishing out food from the patient's pot. This is unprofessional, very dirty, and even yuck. So when I got that on the video. So next time she called me because she wanted to be partial. Can you help her here and go take care of her business? Why am I taking care of her business when she's sitting with you? She said, you know what? You are done with this job. I'm writing you up. And I said, you know what? You are the one that is done in this job. Look at what you do. So when I showed her the clip, that was the end of it all. She apologized and apologized. Do not try to be partial at work. Don't be partial because an employer is helping an employee to come to work. Maybe the employee is your neighbor and then you are driving them to work. Then when you come to work, you know this is your neighbor's birthday and she wants to go on time. and you are mandating her to stay just because you know you are helping her. She might stay because of the help that she's getting, but she's going to be very upset. And this is not right. Another thing we should have in mind, especially as inferior to our superior, we need to have in mind that our superior is not going to be accessible all the time. Sometimes you might go to see your superior. As you are dashing in, he is dashing out. Maybe you've walked all the way from the hallway coming to talk to him about something that is very important to you. But he's already dashing out and he's in a hurry because he has a meeting that is due right now to attend. And your superior is explaining to you that, oh, Stella, I just got to go now. But I will come back. Can you come back in the next 2 hours? And it's a problem to you. In your mind, you feel so disrespected. You're very angry. And then once you're angry, you begin to have a different picture. So the earlier you know that your superior is not going to be available all the time, that you choose to see your superior at 10 o'clock, does not mean your superior is going to be available at 10 o'clock. So when he says come back by 12, please understand and go back by 12. Go with a cheerful heart, with smiling face. Do not think that she has done anything to you. Do not carry him to the next junction and start talking to employees. This manager needs to leave. Start cooking up lies against the manager and start back-mounting the company at large. Another thing I want to talk about is being realistic. Being realistic is very important. What do I mean being realistic? Saying or seeing or expecting what you know is obtainable in that job. I remember being in a job and I was well paid. And I met this other employee. She was not well paid. And I didn't know that. So when she figured that I was paid more than she was paid, every time she was showing me how to lose my job. And I didn't know that. So our boss will come and say, oh, Stella, can you go and just carry this from this point and put it on the other point? And then she says, go and ask him to give you extra money. I don't do it for free. I personally don't do it for free. When they ask me to stay for extra 1 hour, I charge them. They know my worth. So I don't know why I don't like the way you are doing it. They're not paying you right. I didn't know that she was being an enemy. I didn't know she was being a bad employee. I thought that we were here for a relationship. And I thought a friend was confiding in me. And I was becoming aggressive with my boss. My boss would come and say, Stella, can you do this? No, I'm not going to do it for nothing. How much are you going to add? Because you add money for others. And my employer was looking at me like, what happened to you all of a sudden? So thank goodness one day, I decided I'm just going to go have a peace talk with my boss. If other people are getting paid like this, I want to get paid like that. Only for me to realize that that employee was being paid less. Because we had skills more than herself. All she had was mouth and lies. Did you see how I would have lost my job? It was a job I was treasured. It was a job I was recognized. It was a job they thought, oh, I had great skills and they paid me extra for my extra skills. I would have lost it because I taught a friend. Do you know you can go to work, put up your smile, and relate with co-workers without being in a relationship? We have to learn to keep it professional at all times. And again, an employee shouldn't go to work all the time asking for something that is not reasonable. That's why we say be realistic. Oh, today you go to your boss and say, oh boss, I have to leave now. You have come to cover a shift of 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's your shift. And then you come in at 2, you run to your boss and say, boss, can I leave at 3? And then probably they let you go at 3. You come back to work tomorrow. Boss, can I leave at 4? Friday, boss, can I leave at 2:30? Who is going to take care of your 12-hour shift? So we have to be realistic. Always go for things you know is possible that you can get. So that's a beautiful point that I want to make there. The earlier we know that, the better for us. And the last point I would like to make is to let us know that life is all about adjustment. You know, we keep adjusting and readjusting here and there. So we learn to compromise sometimes and then make it a happy place. Sometimes it's not going to be all about you. Some other times it's not going to be all about the company. Sometimes it's going to be all about you. And some other times all about the company. So today, if you have to work extra hours just to help, somebody's running late, but we really need an employee at work. You cannot be so unreasonable to say, I must go home. I leave at 2 and that's it. You're not being reasonable. Compromise. Some other time you're going to find out that it will be your turn. Your husband is calling that your child is sick. And then you go to your boss and say, I really need to go now because my child is sick. Your boss is not going to sit akimbo on that chair and say, no, you are not going. It is a compromise. Start making calls. Call the scheduler, see who else you can call in so that this other one can leave. So life is all about adjustment. The earlier we know it as employees, the better for us. Thank you so very much once again, sir. I'm going to stop right here. God bless you.